Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, my name is Greg Young, and I'm coming to you live one more time from Davenport, Florida. And this morning, my morning inspiration, I want to touch on a topic about, this is my series of life. So I want to talk about this morning how we deal with life's emotions that we go through in life. Because in life, you go through a lot of different emotions, and it tends to give you different types of moods and things like that. And a lot of times some emotions can be hard to deal with. So this first emotion that I'm going to talk about this morning is anger. Because we know a lot of times when people, have a sense of anger in their heart, it's hard for them to deal with it. A lot of times it causes them to do certain things, that they wouldn't normally do if they weren't angry. So this is how that my advice to you, when you find yourself angry about something and it tends to get the best of you, and it's causing you to have thoughts of doing things that you normally wouldn't do, or doing things that could be costly to you down in the long run, and could cost you your freedom, or could cost you to 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 not be the person that you are deep down inside, or whatever the thing is. When anger sets in, this is what we must do. We must always think about a moment in time in our life to when, we had a good moment, when things were good before the anger set in. And then whatever it is that's making you angry, if you learn to use your subconscious mind way of thinking, when you find yourselves in these situations of anger, then now you can adapt yourself to the particular way of being the way you need to be. You don't necessarily have to be, to the point of anger, real angry at that point in time, and allow that anger to get the best of you. You have to find a way to get over that anger, find a way to deal with that anger. And whatever it is you have to do to deal with that anger, you have to find a way to deal with that anger within a matter to where this anger does not get the best of you. Because if you allow anger to get the best of you, and now it causes you to do things that you wouldn't normally do, and you don't want to be put in a position just because of based on a angry feeling that you have deep down inside of you, to make it so costly to where it takes away your freedom, or to where you do something that you regret down through the life. So this is how my advice to you: when you find yourself angry, just find you a sense of peace. Try to use your subconscious mind way of thinking, and go to a happy place, a place in life when you were most happy. When you had everything going on in your life, and everything was good, and life was good, and everything was good within your life, and you was at that happy place. So now you're at that happy place, and now that anger that you're dealing with and that you're going through, you know, you won't feel it. It doesn't get the best of you, because now you went to a place to where when you were happy. And that's what we must all do when we have that emotion of anger deep down inside of us. Because I've seen, so many people that, they'll have anger and hate and deceit down in their heart, and they'll go around each and every day just hating life. They don't want to be around nobody. They don't want to talk to nobody. They don't want nobody saying nothing positive to them. And those people right there, they need to try to find a way to where that happy place, to get that happy place back in their life, to where when they was most happy, because that's what triggers the mind back to the happy place, is when you're angry. You have to find that happy place, because if you don't find that happy place when you're angry, you're not going to be able to get past your anger that you're dealing with, in certain situations in life. And we must know we cannot allow our anger that we deal with in life to get the best of us. We have to find a way to rose above that anger that we have deep down in our heart once that emotion kicks in. See, and what we must realize, each and every day that we live on this earth, we go through some type of emotion each and every day that we wake up. Like for instance, you go through emotion when you wake up in the morning and your alarm clock goes off, and you don't want to get up, and then you go through that emotion of, oh man, I don't feel like getting up. I'm gonna sleep another 5 minutes. Take 5, take 15. And now sometimes you allow anger to set in because you don't want to get up and go to work because you don't like what you're doing. Well, then what you got to do when you feel that way and you allow anger to set in those situations, now you got to think of the most happy place. You got to think like, okay, you know what? I may don't like my job, but I'm glad I have a job. There's people out here that don't have a job, and you shouldn't be angry and you shouldn't have anger. And then when you allow people to upset you, you shouldn't allow a person to upset you to the point to where you get anger and deceit and hate in your heart to where you tend to dislike that person or you don't want to be around that person. You know, you don't want to do that. You don't never want to let your anger get the best of you. You always want to be in a position to where you can control your anger. And if you're not in a position to where you can control your anger, now it causes you to do all these different things that you normally would not do because of the simple fact of where you are at this particular time in your life and what's going on in your life that you would like to have be better than what it is right now. But the thing is, if you're not satisfied with the life you live, you control your own life, go do something about it and don't let anger set in. Change it. You know, that's how you can create a different lifestyle. And then another point that I'm going to talk about is love. You know, love is a beautiful thing when you love somebody and somebody loves you back. That's a beautiful thing. Now you have a nursing relationship with a person. But a lot of times, on the other hand, you know, when you're putting in all in all to love someone and that person does not love you back, now that creates a different sense of emotions inside of you. Now you start to feeling like you're not good enough for that person. Why this person don't love me? I do each and any and everything I can for this person, but this person just doesn't love me the way I love them. You know, but sometimes you have to realize in life, everybody is not meant for everybody. You know, even though you love that person and that person doesn't love you the same way that you love them and that person doesn't treat you the same way that you treat them, then, you know, now you should start to realize, well, okay, what am I really getting out of this relationship and loving this person when this person is not really and truly loving me back? And how is it affecting me in my life, in my kids' life, and my future of my family? How much effect is it having on me and my family? And a lot of times, you know, when you love someone, there was always a saying that says, if you love someone, set it free. And if it's yours, it will come back to you. If it don't, it never was. And that's a true saying. You know, sometimes you can get, you know, engulfed in love and have so much love for people that people don't love you back. And now you have to find a way to distinguish how to deal with that, to deal with loving somebody each and every day, even though you know that they don't love you back the way that you love them. They don't treat you the way that you treat them. And that's why when you're in love, you have to realize that you can't fall so deep in love that you forget about yourself. Because when you fall so deep in love that you forget about yourself, now you tend to do things to please the person that you're with. And love is a deep and strong emotion that we feel deep down inside of our hearts. And once that emotion of love hits deep down inside of our hearts, you know, a lot of times we can't control it. We'll do whatever we can to satisfy that person. But when we're doing that, we must think about, okay, I'm doing everything I can to satisfy this person and to love this person, but this person is not loving me in the same way back. So now I have to think about, what about me? What about my emotions of love and what I'm feeling? What about my satisfaction of love and what I deserve and how I deserve to feel, you know, being loved and how I deserve to be loved. And a lot of times when you're not being loved the way you deserve to be loved, a lot of times you tend to bend over backwards to please someone. But I'm going to tell you right now, when you go through all obstacles and you jump through hula hoops to please someone that doesn't love you in the way that you love them, then 9 times out of 10, that relationship is not going to work because the love is not on the same level. When you love someone, you have to be on the same, they have to be on the same level of love that you have for them in order for it to work. Because you can love someone so much that love can turn into toxic love. And what I mean by toxic love, it turns into toxic love because you do whatever it takes to make that person happy. You know, you go above. Good morning, Lisa. Thanks for stopping by. You go above and beyond to make that person happy, loving that person and doing these things for this person and trying to do all the things you can to satisfy this person. But this person is not returning that same love, emotional feeling that you have for them. So now a lot of times you have to sit back and say, well, okay, I've been doing this for so long and I've been loving this person for so long and I've been treating this person so good for so long, but they're not giving me the love that I deserve. So then that's when you have to make a decision and to change. You know, you either have to go to that person and find some type of way to communicate with that person and say, hey, you know, I mean, we've been in a relationship years, 15 years or whatever, and I just feel like you don't love me the way I love you. I just feel like you don't appreciate me the way that I appreciate you. So, you know, I'm wondering, do you really want to be with me? Just be honest with me. Because a lot of times when you're in love with someone and you can go to that person and you know that person don't love you the way you love them, but you can go to that person and you can have a conversation with that person and be honest with that person of how you're feeling. A lot of times that person will take it into consideration. And if they really want to be with you, they'll change. But if they don't want to be with you, they're going to remain the same. So that's why when you're dealing with that emotion of love, you can't be blinded by love. Because a lot of times you'll be blinded by love and you'll bend over backwards. You'll do whatever you can to please someone else that doesn't even care about you. And then that's when but see, the thing is that you have to learn when you deal with these emotions of love, the number one thing, you got to learn how to love yourself. And if you love yourself, then you're not going to put up with nobody that's not loving you the way you love yourself and the way that you love them. You're not going to put up with it. So you have to realize that you're worth more. You're worth gold, you're diamonds, you're jewels. You're worth more. Your love is precious. So when you give your love to someone, you got to make sure that they give you that same love back. Because if you don't get that same love back, now you feel a certain type of way. You feel that emotion of love turns into a different type of way. You feel like, oh man, I'm not good enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not beautiful enough. And now you start to put yourself down with your emotional distress of not believing that you're good enough for that person because of the way they treat you. And that's why I say you have to be able to you have to be able to communicate with your significant other or your boyfriend or girlfriend when things are not going right and you don't feel like you're being loved the way you need to be loved. Speak up. Because if you don't speak up, now you're accepting being not loved the way you deserve to be loved. And everybody is put on this earth to be loved and cared for in a loving and caring way to where they're satisfied. You need to be satisfied. When you love someone, they need to love you the same way that you love them. If they don't love you the same way that you love them, then you need to find a way to communicate with that person. And then if that communication doesn't work, you need to find a way to let it go. Because if you don't, you will find yourself in other different situations in life and other emotions will kick in your life to where you won't be able to control them. You'll do anything and everything that you need to do just to keep that person, just to keep that man or that woman. You'll put up with whatever they tell you. You'll allow them to treat you unlike the man you are or unlike the woman you are. And you should never allow another person to discriminate against you or your character of who you are and who you believe in yourself of being just because of love. It's not worth it. If you do that just because of love, then that means you don't care for yourself. You don't care for your own social well-being. You don't want what you deserve out of life. And if you don't want it, you don't get it. So that's why I'm saying to you in my morning life wake ups this morning, when you love someone and they don't love you back the same way that you love them, find some kind of way to communicate, find out where they really stand. Just be honest. Just tell them, hey, just be honest with me. I'm tending to believe that you don't love me the way I love you because you don't treat me the way I treat you. So what is the situation? Are you just with me because I am convenient? I do any and everything for you. I take care of you, and you just don't love me, and it's a conveniency for you, and you have a place to stay and a roof over your head, and that's all you want out of me? Or are you with me because you love me and you want to build a life with me? And you have to be honest with that person. No matter how much it hurts you, what that person tells you, you have to be able to accept it. Because a lot of time a person will be honest with you. Hey, you know what? I really don't love you. I like you, but I'm not in love with you the way you're in love with me. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think I ever will be. So when someone tells you that, you have to know how to not let your emotions get the best of you and cause it to create you believing that you're not good enough for yourself or you're not good enough for someone else. The thing is about love, when you find true love, you will know because you will be connected. It will be a connection. A true love is a connection between two people that is untouchable. That means that they provide and they care for each other in the same way that you care for them, they care for you. They provide for you in the same way that you provide for them. But a lot of times in life, we must realize where true love lies. And we must notice true love when true love is here. But when we have toxic love, we must know where toxic love lies too. And we must know how to get out of toxic love when we're going through a toxic love relationship. And then, this morning, the last emotion I'm going to talk about is sadness. Because sadness is something that if you allow it to, it can come in and it can take over you. Like for instance, I'm going to give you an example. I know y'all probably say, hey, Greg talks and he speaks so well, and he probably don't never go through moments of being unsad, or he never has any problems in his life. That's not true. I'm going to tell you right now, yesterday, I went through a very sad moment in my life because, number one, it was my father's birthday. Granted, my father's been gone off this earth for 21 years. But even though he's been gone off this earth for 21 years, when his birthday comes around, I get sad. And you know why I get sad? Because I can't pick up the phone and call him and say, happy birthday, Pops, I love you. And that's something that hurts me in my heart. But the way I dealt with that yesterday, and it got me down for quite a while. But the thing is, I had to realize that my father would not want me to be feeling that way and feeling that sad with him being my guardian angel, looking down from heaven at me and seeing all the progress that I had made in my life and who I had became. He would not want me to let one day make me lose it all because I could not continue to do my work. So I had to get to a point to where I used my subconscious mind way of thinking, and I thought about all the happy times that me and my father had when he was on this earth. I thought about all the things that we done. I thought about all the times when I was a kid and he came out to my school and he picked me up when I was sick in school, and he brought me home and he nourished me and he got me well. And then I thought about all the good times that when he was on this earth and we celebrated his birthday and we had all those nice times with him while he was on this earth. I had to use my subconscious mind way of thinking and using visualization to picture that picture in my head. And once I got that picture in my head, I was able to move on with my work. I was able to do the things that I needed to do. But I could not have done that if I had not have used my subconscious mind way of thinking. And I believe, and I'm just going to be honest with you, I believe this is the hardest emotion that people have to deal with in life is sadness. Because when you reach a point of sadness, it's hard to come back because you think, and you want something to be a reality, but you know that it's not. So now what you have to do, you just have to use in visualization to visualize all those good times. I thought about all the good times when my daddy took me fishing, when my daddy took me hunting, how we would laugh, how we would play, all the different holidays. I thought about Christmas when I was a baby, when I was growing up, as a child. And I thought about, how him and mama would sit back and get up in the middle of the night and put the presents up under the tree, and we thought it was Santa Claus, but we didn't know. We was kids. We thought it was, and I thought about all those moments, and all those moments brought joy back into my heart, and that sadness went away, and I was able to do my business for that day. But when I started out, after I did my morning inspiration yesterday, I felt some type of way. Because I looked at the calendar, I realized, I'm like, hey, man, it's April 12th. It's my father's birthday. If my father was on earth today, he would have been 107 years old. But I had to realize that, God makes no mistakes. And God does everything for a reason. So I had to take those special memories that I hold in my heart, deep down in my heart, and cherish those and using visualization to bring them back to a virtual reality inside of my mind so I could forget about the sadness that I was going through. And that's how we have to deal with it, because we all have these sad moments in life, but we cannot allow them to get the best of us and stop us from moving forward. So we have to find that happy place back. And like I said, it hurt, but I had to get back to there. I had to shake myself off. I had to say, hey, Greg, man, what is going on with you, man? You can't just be so sad. You can't just mope around. You have an empire to build. You said you're going to be the first generation of millionaire. You cannot become the first generation of millionaire with this sadness attitude. You've got to shake it off. And what I did, I used in visualization, I shook it off. I thought about the happy time that me and my father had when he was here on this earth. And now that sadness went away and it turned into happiness, and it put a smile back on my face and took away the frown. So that's what I'm saying to you. When you're going through a sad moment, a sad emotional moment in life, find that happy place. Find that place to where, you had that greatest time with that person that you're thinking about, because we're all human. There's certain times in life that we're going to go through sad moments, judging from the things that have went on in our life, judging from the things that we had to overcome in our life. But we cannot let our sadness define who we are and stop us from moving forward to the next level in life. We have to be stronger than our emotions. We have to be bigger than our emotions. We have to have more determination than our emotions. Because if we don't, then we allow our emotions to get the best of us. And now we sit around and we're not able to move on forward and keep moving on with life. And I had to keep telling myself that yesterday, because I'll be honest with you, I was very, very sad. And I had a lot of thoughts running through my mind, but because I miss my father, even though he's been gone for 21 years, every time his birthday comes around, it hits me as if it was yesterday. Every time Father's Day comes around, it hits me as if it was yesterday, because I don't have that father that I can call and say, Happy Father's Day, Dad, I love you. And those are times that I go through sad moments in life, but I learn how to deal with them by using my subconscious mind way of thinking, because I'm human. I understand that there's going to be times in my life when I'm going to go through sad moments, but I know how to deal with them because I tap into my subconscious mind way of thinking, and it gives me a different attitude on how to deal with those sad emotional moments that I go through. And now those sad emotional moments don't stress me out and stop me from moving forward. So that's what I'm saying to you this morning, is that the fact of the matter, no matter what you go through in life, never allow your sad moments to define your destination of moving forward. You got to find that happy place. And if you can find that happy place, now that sadness goes away. Just like I give you another example, say for instance, it may be someone right now that's sick in your family. And you may be feeling a little sad or a little down, but just go back to that happy place to when you had that most happiest moment with that person and use that in visualization to visualize those good times and to visualize those good times that you all had at that point in time. And now it takes your mind off of the previous situation of what you're going through. Now because you have adapted your mindset to a different pattern way of thinking. See, the thing that we have to realize, every emotion that we deal with is all inside of our mind. And it's based upon the thinking pattern process of our mind within every emotion. But if we can change our thinking pattern process within our mind to adapt with that emotion and not allow the emotion to control us, and think of that happy place. If it's a sad moment, if it's anger, try to control your anger. If it's love, then, and you're loving someone and someone don't love you back, just find a way to deal with it, because you have to find a way to deal with all these emotional um, life things in life that we go through, because if you don't find a way to deal with your life emotions, then you can't move on in life. Because each and every day in life, you're going to be faced with some type of emotion. It doesn't matter what it is, but you're going to be faced with some type of emotion each and every day. There's going to be an emotional time and point in your life. In everything that you do, there's going to be an emotion. When you wake up in the morning, how do you feel? Sometimes you feel happy, sometimes you feel sad. It just depends on how your emotions kick in that day. If you wake up based on what the day is, like I said yesterday, I woke up great. I woke up great. I did my morning inspiration. I was happy. I was getting ready to do my work. And then I looked down at the calendar and I realized it was April the 12th. And I realized it was my father's birthday. And when I realized that sadness just kicked in, to where it started to get the best of me. But I said, hey, you know what, Greg, I'm going to shake this off. I'm not going to allow what I'm going through, the sadness that I'm feeling, to determine my destination inside of my head of me being able to be productive on this day and continue to do my business. So I went to that happy place. Like I said, so this is what I'm saying to you. If you're going through any type of sadness moment in life this morning, this is my advice to you. Find the most happiest place in your life that you had with that particular person that you're sad about and you're going through this sadness with, and I guarantee you it will bring you out with a smile on your face. I'm a living witness. I did it and it worked for me. So that's why I'm telling you it will work for you. I know everybody say, hey, you know what, Greg speaks so highly. He's such a motivated speaker. And I just know Greg don't never go through problems. Yes, I do. I'm human. I have problems just like everybody else. But I learned how to deal with those problems and those emotions and situations by using my subconscious mind way of thinking, by thinking on a thinking pattern process of the great moments and times of life, the times when I was most happy in life, the times when, I had those special moments with my father, the times when, when I was young and my father taught me how to drive. I thought about a moment when I was 12 years old and he taught me how to drive a standard shift. He had a 57 Ford. It was a 5 shift. And he taught me how to drive it. It was a stick shift. First time I ever drove a stick shift in my life, but that was a happy moment in my life because I thought about, how he taught me, how he, and that's where we have to be when we find those sad moments in life. We have to get back to that happiest moment and think and look at those happy places of that person. If it's someone that is going on to be with the Lord, think of the happy place. Think of that happy place that and the happy times and the good times that you had with that person while that person was here on earth. And then if you are able to do that, now you can adapt yourself to the next level in life to where you want to be. You can go where you want to go. You can be who you want to be, because now you have taken on a different emotion than that sad emotion. You have to be there. You have to live in that moment of that happy place. You cannot allow the sadness of your emotions get you down, because you have to realize that person would not want you to do that. So you have to say, hey, if this person was on this earth today, even though my father is gone off of this earth in the physical realm, he's going to forever be in my heart, because I'm going to always hold those special memories in my heart of him, true and near and dear. But I had to look at it like this. Okay, he's looking over me. I don't want him to see me cry. I don't want him to see me sad. I don't want him to see me moping around, not doing nothing, like I don't have no energy, no get up and go. I want him to see me happy and joyous. So I had to find that moment of when I was most happy with him, when he was here on this earth, the things that we did, all the things that he taught me, all the things that he said to me, all the encouragement that he gave me, the man that he taught me to be today, and I looked at those things, and they're deep down in my heart. And then I used in visualization to bring a virtual, to create a virtual reality, as if me and him was there inside of my head. We were communicating, and he was giving me advice, or we was doing fun things. And that put the smile back on my face. So that's what I'm saying to you, is anytime you're going through any type of sad moment in your life of sadness, find that happy place. Find that happy place of those happy times that you and that person had. The joy of what y'all did, and it doesn't matter who it is, you just have to find that happy place. And if you can find that happy place, and you can use that in visualization within your heart, within your head, to visualize a virtual reality picture of you and that person doing whatever you did to make you happy, make you all both happy back then. I don't know what the happy place moment is. I don't know what the laughable moments were. But like I said, I went back to the laughable moments, with my father. And, I went back to the times when, he told me, he said, hey, you know what? I'm going to tell you something, son. If you want to live on this life, and you want to have what you deserve out of life, you got to find a way to create it for yourself, because ain't nobody else going to give it to you. So you got to find a way to create your own destiny and where you want to be. And I thought about those words. And then I thought about the times when I was 12 years old, and he had me out in the log woods hauling billets, and he was teaching me, how to cut, billets with a power saw, and teaching me how to skid logs to keep the trees from falling on me when I cut the trees down. Those were happy moments in my life that I had with him when he was on this earth. So therefore, those moments allowed me to move on to find my happy place back. So that's what I'm saying to you this morning. If there's anybody that's going through any type of sadness in your life this morning, find that happy place back, because there is a happy place in your head somewhere that you can use your subconscious mind way of thinking to use in visualization to bring that happy place back forward into your life, and using visualization of a picture of that happy place. And if you can do that, now you can take your life to the next level, and now you don't allow your sad moments to define who you are or stop you from your destination as to where you want to go. And the reason why I touched on that one so long is because I feel like that is the one emotion that eats people up inside when they feel that way. Because when you're feeling an emotional state of sadness, it's hard to come out of. But you have to find a way to get out of it. But you cannot give up on yourself and allow that sadness to have you bogged down, have you crying all day, you just can't allow that to stop you from moving on. And then you have to think about, how would that person feel if you're sitting here and you're allowing that sadness of you missing them because they're no longer on this earth, or maybe they're in the hospital and they're sick, and you know, you just have to think about that happy moment, or maybe they're going through an illness, and you just have to think about those happy moments of that person that you had with that person at in particular times, and using visualization by using your subconscious mind way of thinking to bring that back into the physical, into the virtual reality realm, and believe it. You know, believe that, you know, it's real, because a lot of people will allow sadness to cause them to commit suicide. Oh, I can't live on this earth no more. I mean, I can't live. But you should not never ever give up your life, you know, because you can't cope with life. Learn how to deal with life. Learn how to deal with those sad moments, because your life is precious. God put you on this earth. You have a purpose on this life. You have greatness inside of your heart. There's a story inside of you that the world needs to hear. But if you give up on your life, the world cannot hear your story. Everybody has a story to tell inside of them. So you got to be able to tell your story night and day. You got to believe, you got to trust and believe that everything is going to be okay. But it's based upon the way of your thinking pattern process. If you think of happiness, sadness goes away. I'll say that again. If you think of happiness, sadness goes away. But emotions are hard to control. You have to learn how to control your emotions. Sometimes your emotions get the best of you. Just like my emotions got the best of me yesterday for quite a while. But I had to come back, because I had to realize. I started thinking, I said, you know what? How would my father feel if he was here today? If he was sitting right next to me and he seen me in this state of mind of being sad and not being able to move on with my life and do the things that I needed to do to keep my businesses growing and get out of this sad moment, how would he feel? And I said, you know what? Pops would be telling me, hey, boy, you better get up. You better shake that off, man. You're a man. You know, you're a man. You ain't no little boy. You're a man. You better be a man. You better stand as a man. You better be strong as a man. You're a strong man. You're not a weak man. Dust yourself off. Get up. Get moving. Handle your business. And I thought, like, in that mind, in that thinking pattern process, hit my head as if my father was right next to me saying that to me. And when I heard those words, it made me want to get up and start moving and do what I had to do. But I had to get that courage back into my life to push me out of that sadness moment. But my happy moments took away my sad moments. I thought more about the happy memories and moments of my father being on this earth than the sad moment that I was going through for missing him because it was his birthday. And that's what I'm saying to you this morning in my morning life wake-ups, is that I don't know what you're going through in life. Maybe you're going through a sad moment in life. Maybe you have been going through a sad moment in life. But I'm here to tell you this morning, find that happy place. Because if you can find that happy place, that sadness goes away. Because you should never let your emotions define you. You should never let anger define you. You should never let love define you. You should never let sadness define you. You should be who you are, and there's greatness inside of you, and there's nothing that you cannot overconquer if you use your mind. If you put your mind to it, if you learn how to use your subconscious mind way of thinking and using visualization to visualize something bigger than what you have at the moment. But you have to be the one to do that. You know, you have to be the one to do that in particular thing. Because if you don't allow yourself to be able to do those in particular things, then you're not going to be able to move on to the next level in life. But you have to go to the next level. You have to realize that there's a higher level in your life that you have to reach. But you cannot reach those higher levels in your life if you don't learn how to deal with life's emotions that you go through in life. and you have to be able to deal with them. A lot of emotions is hard to deal with. Like I said, a sadness emotion is one of the most hardest ones to deal with, but we have to find a way to do it. So what I'm saying to you in my morning life wake-ups this morning is that when you find yourself in an emotional state that is getting the best of you, find your happy place. Because if you can find your happy place, now you can get to where you need to be in life. Now you can accomplish what you want out of life. But if you can never find that happy place and you always allow your emotions to control you and you don't find a way to control your emotions, then you'll never find that happy place you're looking for. So this morning, once again, my name is Greg Young, coming to you live from Davenport, Florida with my morning live wake-ups. And I just want to thank each and every one of you all for stopping by this morning. And I hope and I pray that something that I said within this morning life wake-ups that will encourage you in a better way on how to deal with your emotions that you face on a daily basis in life. Because we realize every day we go through emotions. That's something that we deal with on a daily basis. So I feel like we should know how to deal with emotion. When certain emotions hit, when certain emotions bog you down, you should find that happy place and know how to move on forward. So I thank each and every one of you all for stopping by my morning life wake-ups this morning. And I pray that each and every one of you all got something out of, my morning life wake-ups message this morning to let you know that you can, deal with your emotions. You can face your emotions head on, and you can be able to deal with your emotions so your emotions don't get the best of you. But you have to realize how to do it, and it's all revolved around your thinking pattern process in your mind. You have to be able to, because you have to realize that you have to control your own destiny to your own life. And you cannot allow your emotions to control your destiny to your own life. So do me a favor, like, comment, and share on this video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I got a lot of good, messages on there and motivational messages that, I believe that it would help you throughout your daily life. Just subscribe. And sometimes when you're not feeling well, click on my YouTube channel, listen to one of my messages, and I guarantee you it will inspire your day and make your day much more greater and much more better. But like I said, I'm thanking you, and I'm offering you a gift. Click the link below at thismakesense.com. Down below. Click the link at thismakesense.com and get your free gift that I have for you as an appreciation and for you stopping by my morning life wake-ups this morning. And like I said, I'm the type of guy that, if you wanna reach out to me and talk to me, have a conversation with me, hit me up on my YouTube channel, DM me. I'm here to help you. I want to be an inspiration to help you be able to live a better life and create a better lifestyle by giving you advice on how to deal with certain things that we deal with in life. Because a lot of people don't know how to deal with certain situations in life because they don't have no advice. They don't know the first step of how to get out of a sad moment because they haven't never gotten no advice from nobody on how to do it. So I just want to say thank you, and I just want to say God bless you all, and I just want to say God loves you, and so do I, and have a blessed day, and goodbye.